Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. My name's Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. So if you're looking for the best and most honest how-tos and reviews from a consumer's perspective, make sure you subscribe to my channel as well as like this video and leave any comments that you have for me down below. It has been a while since I've tested out e.l.f. products, at least specifically e.l.f. products, so I thought that I would do that for you guys today. I picked up a couple of their new eyeshadow palettes, the eyeshadow sticks, some lip products as well. So I decided that I wanted to do that today, sit down, just play with makeup with you guys and show you what I got. And also, before we get started, if you guys don't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do have two different Instagrams, one for my photography and one for my influencer content. I am a commercial photographer, so I do shoot beauty products. So I still do lots of reviews and stuff about that, as well as shoot fun professional photos of them. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you give that a follow as well. I would really appreciate your support. I honestly have so many different products that I have not talked about in a minute with you guys. The majority of the products I'm going to be using are e.l.f. However, I do have other products that I'm going to be like throwing in there that I won't be able to cover with the products that I have from e.l.f. If you guys aren't aware, they do have some lip scrubs, and this is the brown sugar lip scrub from e.l.f. and I really love it because it comes in this lipstick form and it's so easy to use. I have it right where I put all my skincare stuff, and I'll just pick this up right after I wash my face when my lips are still damp, and then I'll just scrub my lips and wipe it away, and it's so easy. So I've been doing this daily and I really love it. The brown sugar one I've used years ago, and I decided to pick up the same one just because it's the one that appealed to me the most. I also got this e.l.f. Jelly Pop Luscious Lip Mask. If you guys have never tried it, e.l.f. does have a Jelly Pop line, which is really nice. It usually comes out right around the beginning of summertime. If you're at all familiar with my channel, you know that I really love the Jelly Pop primer. It's kind of like a gripping primer, and I've never picked anything else up from the Jelly Pop line, so I decided I would try this out and see if it compares at all to any of my lip masks. It looks like this. You probably can't even tell. It's the same exact color as the packaging. Ooh, that's nice and soft. So it's a nice gel consistency. Ooh, that's glossy. That feels nice. So it's not a thick lip product in my opinion. I feel like it feels like a nice mixture between a balm and an oil. Now that I'm sniffing the jar, I thought it smelled like watermelon, but it doesn't really. I also have this Holy Hydration sleeping mask from e.l.f. I thought I would try this out. I haven't tried it yet. I will let you guys know in the description down below what I think about it when I do, but it's kind of like a cream consistency. It's a pretty thick texture. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand so we can kind of feel that together. So it's thick when it comes out of the tube, but as I'm rubbing it into my skin, it's becoming very thin, almost like a serum-y texture. I like sleeping masks, but I'm also a little weary of them because sometimes I feel like they're very thick on my skin, and because of that, I break out a little bit. So this actually feels like it won't do that to me. Hopefully not. Again, I'll leave in the description down below for you guys. It has hyaluronic acid, peptides, ceramides, and collagen. The ceramides and collagen are interesting to me because those are two ingredients that I really do enjoy on my skin. And I also have the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream. I've actually used this before and I finished up a jar. So I have a new one, and look at that little swirl. Because I'm a product photographer, guys, I'm constantly looking at textures and swirls and stuff. This is a really beautiful night cream, but if you have dry skin, this is a really great daytime cream as well. So I'm just gonna apply this to my face. I literally haven't sat down and talked with you in months. So as you can see, I am now an engaged woman. Me and my boyfriend slash fiance now have decided we're gonna tie the knot, and I'm more than excited. I'm still not really used to sharing that news, so it's kind of funny. Yeah, so that's my biggest difference in life. I would love to know what's been going on with you guys. The e.l.f. palette that I picked up is actually the Electric Mood one. This is the collaboration with Tiana Major 9. Tiana Major? I'm not quite sure who that is, but This palette really spoke to me. I've been really into pops of color and just fun colors like this. And I also have the Shadow Crayon Duos. I've never used any of the e.l.f. crayons, so these two colors actually looked really, really beautiful, so I picked those up. I also picked up two things from the Tovlo collection. This is a Glassy Skin Balm and also the Hydrating Balm in Sweet Talk. So to start off, I'm going to do my base. Actually, should I do my base or should I do my eyeshadow? Oh, I didn't even know that the names of the shadows were there. It's kind of difficult to see the names with the white font on the neon green. Let's swatch a couple of these. Which one? I'm gonna do Pound Coin right here. Yeah, it's a little, she's a little powdery, which you guys already know. I don't really care. Like, I don't typically have an issue with that. Ooh, that's pretty. I didn't realize, but it's kind of like a duochrome. So it has some green reflect in it. It's kind of gold. I'd say rose goldy. But when I hold it at a certain angle with the lights coming down on it, it kind of has some blue pink like duochrome to it as well. This is a very unique shade that I absolutely do not have. Oh, there you go. I think you can see that. She's beautiful. I'm gonna do an entire swatch like on my arm of all of the shades, I think, so you guys can see them, just so you know if you're interested. I just swatched this matte right here. She's creamy. There was really no fallout in that swatch. Let me put it on my hand. That's very beautiful. It looks almost satin-like. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay. Oh my gosh, okay. That's gonna have to do. Oh no, I'm gonna touch my face and have glitter all over my hands now. Just using the Urban Decay primer. There aren't many like transition shades, so I'm gonna go in with Latte and put that in my crease. What else can I tell you guys that's new? I don't know. Like, the business, the photography is going really well. I've been working with a lot of really amazing companies recently, and I have some fun things in the works that I'm very excited for. I've been trying to make reels, guys, and making reels is so difficult. Like, it's really not as easy as it looks, and especially because half the time I want things to be perfect and I want them to be professional and whatever, but the great thing about reels is that you can literally just like post it and be done with it. Like, it's so organic, which has been very different for me coming from YouTube and then doing short videos like that. It's completely different, but I've been enjoying the process. It's been really fun, also very scary, but overall I really enjoy it. So this color is actually coming off really different on my eyelids than I thought it would. So in the pan it looks like a cool neutral brown, but on me I feel like it's pulling a little like yellowish green on the edges. It's kind of weird. It's okay, it's just my transition color. The pigment's nice though. This shade definitely takes a little bit of building up. I think I'm also going to take that brown that I swatched earlier in the shade Braided, that one right next to it, right here. And I'm gonna put that on my outer corners. And I'm using this Refer brush in number 1. I have a couple of these brushes that I've been using recently and they're so soft. I've been really enjoying them. So the pigment on this dark brown color is really good. I'd say it's even better than that medium brown. I literally just have to tap in a little bit. So I think I'm gonna do kind of like a halo. I'm not gonna close off this top part right here. Okay, so for my lid color, I kind of want to use that Pound Coin shade, but let me swatch a couple more. God's Grills. That's a funny name. Oh my gosh, I forgot to use these. I forgot to use these crayons. But I did little swatches right here for you guys so you can see what those shades look like. And I think I'm actually going to use that lighter one. The lighter shade is called Spotlight, and then the darker one is Bombilina. This right off the bat reminds me of a Laura Mercier Caviar stick, but I actually like this pigmentation a little more. And I'm just gonna blend it with my finger. That's really beautiful. So this specific one feels almost like a glitter stick, not like a creamy crayon. Like it has glitter particles in it, which I like because it's easy to apply when it's in this crayon form. And there's also no fallout since it already is on a creamy base. Ooh, that's beautiful. You know, I was a little afraid, but this is so wearable. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that dark brown shade, define where I had it earlier. It's layering really nicely with that crayon. It's not flaking off or anything so far from what I can see. And then just to give it a little bit more something, I'm gonna use that pound coin and I'm just gonna top that cream crayon with this shade. Ugh. Wow. I love duochrome shifting shades. They're so fun. Whoa, the eyes look kind of crazy right now, but I'm actually gonna leave it alone and then I'm gonna fix it up after I do the rest of my face. So I already prepped my skin with my Holy Hydration face cream, and this has SPF 30 on it, or in it. I already have sunscreen on, but I kind of use this as a primer. It's really nice because makeup smooths on it really, really great. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Camo Cc Cream. I have not used this in months, I'm gonna be honest, because if you guys haven't seen my first impression review of this CC cream, I wasn't crazy about it, but my skin has changed a lot since then. I had very dry skin back when I did that review, but my skin has been more normal to oily recently, so I'm just gonna try it out. I think that might have been a little too much. Let me just get rid of some of this product here. And you guys, Base Blue Cosmetics sent me this adorable sponge. It's a little ghost. I can't get over how cute this thing is. And it also glows in the dark. If you put it under light for a little bit, it glows in the dark. And it has the little ghost tip, which is really great for like getting into those corners. I'm just obsessed with it. I'm kind of sad that it's gonna get dirty, but it is what it is. I always say that first impression videos, it's not the end all be all. If something doesn't work out with me the first time, then I'll always try it again and see if I like it, especially after a couple months. Like if my skin has changed or anything like that, like how it has, I always try out my old products and see if it works out better. This shade is a little light for me right now. We are coming out of summer, and when I reviewed this, it was wintertime. So I've done a complete like transition. And of course, I have my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I got a new one. I got my medium sand shade. I have two shades. I think medium sand and I forgot what the other one is. The other one is lighter though, and I use that when I'm my most pale, but got a fresh tube because I'm all out of mine, and you guys know I love this concealer. I did an entire dedicated video just on this concealer. It's hydrating, but it also has really nice coverage, and it just looks so natural on the skin. I love to use this to spot conceal as well as during a full face of makeup. So it's just overall really great, and I always recommend this to people when they're looking for a new concealer because I feel like it works for so many people with so many different types of skin. I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. I have my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This is the most amazing brow gel I have ever used in my entire life because it keeps my brow hairs up, and it's the only thing that will keep my brow hairs up. I've used Got2b glue, the gel. This works better than that in my opinion. I have long brow hairs and they like to go down. I think that everyone should get this, and I don't know why it's not hyped up. I think it's because like it's an older product, you know? So it's not like a viral makeup product. This also has a short side of bristles and a long side for the bristles, and I like to use them interchangeably. So I'll use the short side to brush the product through, and then the long side I'll use to put them into place. Perfect. And then I'm gonna let that dry before I go in and fill in the rest of my brows. I have this e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. It's pretty much a dupe for the IT Cosmetics version of the same brush, and I'm gonna use this to blend out my concealer. I've been testing out a bunch of new concealers the last couple of months, and I honestly just am so glad to have this Hydrating Camo Concealer back because nothing beats it. Like, look at that. My complexion still looks incredibly fresh. and dewy, almost too dewy. So we're gonna set that in a little bit. Also gonna go in with my little ghosty guy and use the tip of the sponge to just further blend that concealer in. All right, so that's the complexion so far, but I'm not done yet. I have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, also the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. So I also bought the Putty brush. It's the Putty Primer applicator actually. So you scoop it out that way and then you apply it, but it's like basically the same thing as this brush. So if you were to get any or either of these, get this one because you get 2 brushes in one. I'm actually going to use this for my bronzer. So I have the Putty Bronzer in the shade Golden Days. It's a really subtle bronze. I don't really use it to contour. I just use it to warm up my face. I bought the shade darker than this one. I think it's Bronzed Belle, but that one was almost too dark for my skin tone, I felt like, so I returned it because it started to look really muddy on me. The shade range isn't the best, but this one I think works for me really well. Just a really subtle contour, almost just like a warmth to the skin. But these are really nice, especially if you're on a budget. I think that it's very comparable to high-end cream bronzers right now. I find that this product goes on the best when you tap it versus when you swipe it because it doesn't mess with anything underneath it. I really enjoy the finish of that on the skin. I think that it works really well with a lot of foundations that I've tried it with, and it also sets really nicely under powder. I also have a bunch of the Putty Blushes. I actually have all of the Putty Blushes, but I don't know where like 1 or 2 of the shades are. But I think I want to go a little more like orangey coral today because I feel like it'll go really well with the eyes that I'm rocking today. These 2 shades that I have right here are Bahamas and Bali. I think I might want to go Bahamas. Will this be too light? The blushes definitely have more of a moussey texture than the bronzer does. I feel like the bronzer goes on more like creamy. But this is Bahamas and this is Bali. I think I am gonna go in with Bahamas, but really light-handed because I don't want it to look too bright, I guess. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go in with that same brush that I used for the bronzer, and I'm just wiping it on a paper towel to get that excess off. And then I'm gonna go into that blush and just pack it in super lightly. I don't know if it's because these are older, because I've had them for a long time, but it's going on a little powdery. Like I said, it's kind of like a moussey texture. I was a little worried that this shade was gonna come off way too crazy bright compared to the rest of my face, but it looks like it's working, and I think using that same brush helped blend it in really nicely too. And before I set my face down with some powder, I do want to try this Tovlo balm, the skin balm. If you've ever used the Makeup by Mario one, that's kind of like what I have in my head that this is going to be similar to. It's in the shade Ice Cold. And then I'm going to go ahead and feel it. Ooh, right away, it's super emollient. Kind of feels oily. Not gonna lie, this is what it looks like. It's very thin in consistency. I feel like this is definitely gonna act as a topper. I'm just gonna tap some on to the high points of my cheeks to see if it makes a difference at all. That gave my skin a really nice gloss to it, if you guys can see that. If you're into the dew, this would be a really good option for you. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin because of the texture of it. It's very, very lightweight. I can barely feel it unless I touch it. And it's not super, super sticky like the Mario one is. I feel like that one can sometimes be really sticky and like thick on the skin. I'm actually gonna set my face and then maybe put a little bit of that gloss bomb on top to just see if it works on top of powder. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder in the shade Medium, and I love this stuff. I've talked about this in the past, like in my past e.l.f. videos. It gives you just the right amount of glow, but it also sets your makeup down really nicely. And I'm just using this like Sephora puff. I've been trying to use puffs more recently because I hear that they set the skin down better without making them too cakey. And I'm just using a little because I remember this CC cream being drying on my skin. Even though my skin type has changed, I just don't really want to risk making my skin look cakey and dry again, so I'm using the bare minimum. Where the gloss bomb is, I feel like it kind of bunched up my concealer and it didn't set down well. It seems like it would be sort of like a topper, like you wouldn't put anything else on top of the gloss bomb. So keep that in mind. But I am gonna try it on top of the powder just to see. Ooh, the complexion's looking really good. I'm actually really impressed with this so far. Let's try the gloss bomb on top of that powder and see how that looks. Now, if you don't typically powder your face, you won't have to worry about like what this will look like in combination with each other. But I do powder my face, so I'm curious. The texture of this gloss bomb is so thin that it doesn't seem to be disturbing that setting powder. Look at my skin. Holy, it looks so glossy and dewy. A plus, A plus. I'm just gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, apply mascara, and fill in my brows. I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Full and Soft Waterproof Mascara as well as the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. So for my brows, I've recently been using the Benefit Pomade, which is their new pomade. This stuff is actually really, really good. I haven't used a pomade since the Anastasia pomade days, you know, when everyone was filling in their brows like super intensely. I haven't used a pomade since then, so I was a little hesitant to try this out, but I really like this. I feel like it's super blendable and it's so pigmented. And look at this, guys. It has this little wiper on the side, this pink wiper. So you can actually dip your brush into the product and then wipe it onto the wiper. So you get the perfect amount of product onto your brush. It's amazing. You don't have to like get your cap dirty or anything, waste any product, because whenever I dip it into my product and then wipe it, then I'll go back and grab product from the wiper. I have the shade 4.5 Neutral Deep Brown, and I've been really loving this to give my brows a fluffy look. So I'm just taking it on both sides of the brush, and then I'm gonna literally wipe it onto that pink wiper. I'm so bad at doing my brows in general, but even worse at doing them on camera. So we're gonna try. I'm sorry if it turns out horrendous. So I actually like setting down my brows with that brow setter first because it puts my brows into place where I want them, and then I'll just use the pomade to further fill in like the sparse areas. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna leave the brows. I like them like that, so they're a little fluffy, but they're still defined. And I'm just gonna brush out a little bit here. So I think I wanna put a little bit more bronzer, so I'm gonna be using my MAC Gimme Sun. I'm gonna use this IT Cosmetics Airbrush Powder Brush. And I actually bought this with a kit during the Ulta Beauty steals this past month. I love IT Cosmetics brushes. They're such high quality and they're expensive, but when you can get them on sale, they're definitely worth it. I want to do my lower lash line and just fix up anything that's going on here. So I'm gonna blend this a little. And I'm gonna take that same darker brown shade under my eyes, taking it almost to the inner corner, not quite though. Okay, so I'm pretty much almost done. I think I want to add a little bit of eyeliner though. I've been using this Revlon Color Stay Micro Hyper Precision Gel Eyeliner. It's the smallest tipped pencil eyeliner I've ever used, and because of this, I'm able to get a really precise line even though it's a pencil. And because it's a gel eyeliner, the staying power is really, really good. And I really only use this to give myself a nice brown wing. Definitely takes a little practice because I'm not used to using pencil liner as a wing, but let me show you guys exactly how I've been doing it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this, oh no, it broke on me. Okay, well that's one thing, is that it's so small that it might break. I'm just gonna go in and make this small tiny little thing just right there. And then what I'm gonna do is just hold this. I'm not gonna pull, I'm just gonna hold it. Just flick that liner up. and that creates the tiniest, most dainty little wing. It adds such a little, just subtle difference, but I really enjoy it, especially if I'm not gonna do any sort of eyeshadow that day. I'll just do that little liner technique. Now the hardest part is getting it to match. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the face. I have my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Very lightly tap that into the skin. All right, so I'm wiping off that lip mask, and like I said, I have a couple of lip products to show you guys, and I figured I would do a quick swatch of each one of them so you can like kind of see all of them. So I have two of the sheer slicks here. I have it in the shade Golden Pear, and also I have Black Cherry, which is supposed to be the Clinique Black Honey dupe. And I've been using this a lot, and I can say that it is so similar to the Black Honey. I've swatched the Black Honey at work a lot. I think I've owned it like in the past. And then I also have this one, the Golden Pear shade, and this is just a beautiful, almost nude shade on me. And I also have one of their new lip plumping glosses. They expanded their range. They've only added maybe two, I think it's two new shades, and I picked up one of them. This is in Bahama Mama. It's really nice alone, and it's also really beautiful with a lip liner. And then again, I have the Tovlo Hydrating Balm in the shade Sweet Talk. So I'm gonna use the Tovlo one first to show you guys. Oh, it's kind of glittery. I think all the other ones are opaque, but this one definitely has glitter, and it's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. Okay, this seems like something I would top a liner or a lipstick with. You can see there all of the glitter particles, which is fun. It's definitely not an everyday shade. Next, I'm gonna use Golden Pear. This is really beautiful, like an everyday shade, and I really like the formulation of these. They're very hydrating, and they have just the right amount of slip and also the right amount of grip. So I feel like it stays on my lips for a long period of time. They're also very pigmented. This is almost like an orange nude on me, and I really enjoy that. I don't feel like I have any shades quite like this one. So it looks like a nude, but it also has a little bit of orange, so it goes really well with my skin tone. What everyone is probably waiting for, the e.l.f. Black Cherry. Really beautiful. Very, very similar to that Clinique one. I would say the formulation of this one feels more like a lip balm, like it has more slip to it than the Clinique one. All right, and the last lip shade I have is the Lip Plumping Gloss in Bahama Mama. These are really nice. I love the shade Mocha Twist. That's my go-to. And this one smells very sweet. I feel like the Mocha Twist one smells like mint chocolate, whereas this one smells more sugary sweet. If you're not a big fan of the feeling of lip plumpers, but you kind of want to dabble in lip plumpers, these would be really good for you because you can feel them tingle just a little bit, but it's almost more minty than it is tingly, so it doesn't hurt. It feels very nice. It's a very mild plumping effect. I think I'm going to use Golden Pear with the Bahama Mama lip plumper. All right, guys, here is the finished look. What do you think? Do you like it? Is it nice? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. All right, so going over all the products just really quickly for you. I love all of the lip products that I picked up. I'm not sure about this one just because the glitter. It might be a fun topper, something for like special or fun occasions, but love the lip plumping glosses, have already loved them, and I really like this shade. I think it's so fun. These sheer slicks, they're not sheer in my opinion. They give really good pigmentation and they feel comfortable, almost like a balm. This surprised me a lot, this skin balm. I really like this, and the fact that you can see the balm on top and it doesn't even feel sticky. I don't feel it getting super sticky, and I don't feel like my hair is getting caught on it, which is really nice. And when I touch my skin, it feels like it's almost absorbed into the skin, but you can still see it, and it sits well on top of powder. So this, I love this. This has been the most surprising for me, and I really enjoy it. Eyeshadow palette, a lot of fun colors, something good to pick up if you're wanting to dabble with these fun pops of color. Bite-sized shadows, I love those. these are pretty similar, like the mattes felt pretty similar to that for me. And you also get those glitter shades as well, which are really fun. These shadow sticks, I could see myself just throwing on a day-to-day basis. If I don't want to do a full-on eyeshadow look, then I can do these two in conjunction with each other or just by themselves. I really like the way that it went onto the lids. I felt like it was really creamy. I really loved the bronzer. The blushes, I kind of want to see other colors. Like I feel like they did a good variety of colors, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sold on one specific shade yet. Like I still have to play around with them. And let's see. The lip mask was really nice. It's not like mind-blowing or anything, but I can definitely see myself using this on a day-to-day basis. I plan on using this and keeping it like by my editing station. Obviously, the Holy Hydration face cream, I love this. I'm glad to have another jar of it. It's such a beautiful night cream, and if you have dry skin, really nice for the daytime too. And the sleeping mask, I'm really excited to try this out. I like how thin it is. It almost feels like a thinner moisturizer that you can put on top that creates a barrier because it has those ceramides and the collagen. I feel like it'll work really nice on the skin overnight, especially with that thin consistency. It's not going to feel sticky or heavy when I'm trying to fall asleep. So that's everything that I have for you guys for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'll have everything linked down for you in the description box in case you wanted to pick up any of these products yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!